What to Play presents the top 10 esports games on the Android, arranged by play scores. The play score is an average of gamer and critic ratings. We're starting the countdown with number 10, Arena of Valor. If there's one genre that's expertly navigated the esports environment, it's the MOBA. And that's exactly what Tencent got to do on the mobile. Arena of Valor, a 5v5 game much like League of Legends, isn't the company's first rodeo. In fact, they've amassed quite a success with their China-exclusive Honor of Kings. To produce the same results in the Western market, they created, yes, Arena of Valor, which enjoyed more than a third of the mobile esports viewership in 2018, according to eCharts.com. So it's big, and you can expect the same kind of grandeur in their events too, especially with their own esports league.
Going to disrupt, but they get stunned out there. Here comes the move on top. The shock is way off court.
Arena of Valor gets that brand of authenticity, complete with analyst desks, casters, and fancy stages. There's been plenty of tournaments so far, and their next international will be held in Thailand this November. With some news of Tencent abandoning support for the arguably better League of Legends mobile that might have contributed to its marginal play score of a 7.8. At number 9 is Mobile Legends. While Arena of Valor was big in the West, Mobile Legends is an example of a more localized phenomenon. It's still from China though, particularly Shanghai's Moonton Studios. Despite being in existence since 2016, Mobile Legends hasn't exactly caught on in the West. That's probably not gonna happen anytime soon either. Moonton has bumped heads with League of Legends' Riot Games after they sued Mobile Legends for plagiarism, and ML's meta doesn't sit well for those in the West who are more inclined to the balance in Arena of Valor and the OG mobile MOBA Vainglory. That said, Mobile Legends' influence can't be downplayed, with tournaments spanning Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and even some in Europe. All of these you can witness yourself in their dedicated esports YouTube channel MLBB Esports. There's definitely a lot of love out there for this humble MOBA, and it sits comfortably in the mobile esports scene with a score of a 7.87. 8th on our list goes to Shadowverse CCG. One of the players in this collectible card game scene, Shadowverse has carved a name for itself much like Hearthstone. And there's plenty of similarities that bring them very close. Shadowverse CCG is also a casual serving of the CCG formula. But according to some, there's a lot more free-to-play generosity, giving starters better chances of getting top tier with plenty of packs and a fairer balance. And if you're into it, Shadowverse also has some of the more anime characters and archetypes. Their esports scene may be in the lower end of the mobile esports pie, but they're still ranking in huge numbers with their tournaments all over Europe and Asia. Just recently, they even had the Shadowverse Open Contenders Cup, which was live-streamed in their Cygames Esports YouTube account. The Shadowverse esports scene is definitely still going, although you may not see it from their play score of a 7.91. 7th place goes to Summoner's War Sky Arena. There may have been a lot of doubts about its viability as an esport in the beginning, but Summoner's War has slowly climbed its way up to being on the forefront of the mobile competitions. No one else was more surprised than their own developers, Come To Us, who in an interview with Game Industry said that they were shocked by the audience reaction at Amazon's Mobile Masters. 1 year later, Summoner's War Sky Arena is still positively thriving. At the time of writing, there's Summoner's War World Arena Championship Cups being played in Europe, the Americas, and Asia Pacific. The competition comes with players strengthening their league of monsters to battle it out with other talented strategists. It's a lot like MOBA where you draft monsters into the arena and have opponents ban whichever will ruin their chosen tactics most. Unexpectedly exciting, Summoner's War Sky Arena gets a play score of an 8.16. We're down to number 6 with PUBG Mobile. Now here's something a little more familiar to those in the PC esports scene. PUBG exploded into the market, becoming one of the forefront titles in the Battle Royale genre that invaded gaming for a long while. Despite the downturn, PUBG remains a strong title in the mobile esports scene. There's been a lot of criticism about PUBG's little bugs and quirks, but overall it's still one of the go-tos when it comes to realistic Battle Royale, which is probably the reason for its ongoing success. Its esports scene doesn't stray too far away from its PC counterpart. It even has players from well-known esports teams like Cloud9, which lend even more credence to its community. Currently, there's a PUBG Mobile Club Open going on, all of which are streamed at the dedicated YouTube channel PUBG Mobile eSports, with over 900,000 subscribers and a prize pool running in the upper than thousands. It's not much, but it goes to show that the PUBG love lives on, and it has a play score of an 8.25. Halfway there, we're at number 5 with Guns of Boom Online PvP Action. This one might be a little unfamiliar for most, but it does make sense given all the positive feedback it got when it first released back in 2017. Just recently, it even earned a place in our countdown of the 20 best Android FPS games. Weird name notwithstanding, Guns of Boom is one slick FPS beast, and it slowly became one of the premier titles on the mobile, especially for fans of Overwatch and Team Fortress. This is reflected in their nascent esports scene that mostly grew in 2018. A lot of people may dispute its pay-to-win and auto-shooting aspects, but Guns of Boom continues to rise with many talented teams competing in their seasonal Gods of Boom competitions. Right now, their YouTube channel is rife with cheers and recaps of their last esports league in Cologne. On the flip side, it's also doing well as an individual free-to-play game on the Android with a play score of an 8.31. In 4th place goes to Hearthstone. Who doesn't know Blizzard's popular card game? Arguably one of the most recognized and entrenched esports scene on this list, Hearthstone on the Android definitely benefits from the game's crossplay capabilities. As such, its esports scene isn't entirely a mobile experience, and whichever device you play on, it's still the same game. That being said, that only adds to the credibility and competitiveness of Hearthstone. If you're good on the mobile, then you're good at it everywhere else. Hearthstone, though, has been getting a lot of criticism. And that was going on way before the very controversial incident involving Blitzchung and his live Hong Kong protest. Even as a free-to-play game, a lot of veteran card game players comment on how expensive Hearthstone is, which means that competing at a professional level may require you to break the bank. Hopefully it will get better because there are a lot of changes that do seem to be underway for the coming season. It has a play score of an 8.41. Third on our list goes to Clash Royale. Right after their massive success with Clash of Clans, Supercell managed to replicate their achievement with this card-based strategy tower defense. Other than replicating success, Clash Royale even paved the way to creating an esports scene around it called the Clash Royale League. And boy, is it thriving. While there are many teams vying for the crown, their best teams look like a highlight reel of the best in the whole of esports. And maybe that's best explained by the fact that the mobile game made their debut with a $1 million prize pool that's set to get even bigger with this second season. As of writing, there is an ongoing Westfall League that's currently in its 5th week and amassing viewer numbers of over 100,000. Even with just a devilish 666k subscriber count, it's clear that the future is bright for this Supercell title, which has a play score of an 8.41. Top 2 goes to Call of Duty Mobile. Coming out just this October, this is the most recent game on our list. Call of Duty Mobile might still be settling in on the platform because its launch has reportedly even been plagued with lags and bugs. But with the wide reaches of its parent franchise, many people are already speculating on its potential esports viability. Within just a week of its launch, it has amassed over 35 million downloads and over $2 million in microtransactions money. The reason behind its hotcake retail rate seems to be its extensive 100-player battle royale mode that lets players compete as solo players or with teams of 2 and 4. With such a massive launch, the esports agenda is bound to come up soon. In fact, according to Tournament.com, some of them have already sprung up. Right now, all we have is excitement and its play score of 8.75 to show us it ain't bad at all. And the best esports game on the Android is Clash of Clans. Clash Royale has a way of testing individual strategic skills. On the other hand, Supercell's first outstanding success also has some esports potential on its own, testing the skills of clans worldwide to defend their own in the LEDs of large studios. Starting out recently in February of this year, COC's Clan War Leagues have switched to a brand new 5v5 format, enticing us all with a hefty $1 million prize pool. Included alongside the superstars of the eSports League, COC scene is nothing to snub your nose at. On top of town hall clashes here and there, there's also the massive World Championship qualifiers that will come to a head this October in Hamburg's ESL stage. It's definitely happening for COC. It's got an esports scene going on for it, and considering it's also an enjoyable game on its own, its play score of 8.86 earns this well-deserved winning spot.